Hello, everyone. Hello, Team Fantastic, and everybody who's watching. We get together every Tuesday night to learn something about our business, to get to know each other, and work together to build our business. And tonight is a really exciting night because I think something that we have not really taken advantage of is fundraisers. And fundraisers are a great way to get new customers, bring up our PRV, and there's so many awesome things that I learned in Vegas from our speaker. So I was really excited that she said yes to teaching us everything that she knows. So she's taking time from her personal life to teach us and let us know everything, which I really, really appreciate. This is the beauty of Scentsy, is that it doesn't matter if we're not from the same family, we're always helping each other out. It's really an empowerment group, and I want to call it sisterhood, but there's a lot of men now in the business, which is awesome. So that is super cool. So I'm really excited to introduce you guys Shana Rice Giles. Am I saying that correct?
Giles.
Giles. I'm French, so I am sorry. That's my fault. Giles. So Shana is a superstar director and has Star director, sorry, but you're probably going to be a superstar director. Let's manifest that in the life. Let's manifestate that. That's going to happen for you. So she's a star director, and she's been with Scentsy for 7 years, which is awesome and an accomplishment on its own. I'm sure she has a great team, and I'm really excited to have you on the call. And I learned so much from you in Vegas and thought that you would be the perfect person to teach our family and all the other families that will be watching this video about fundraisers, because so many people have so many questions about fundraisers. And the funny thing is that it's very simple, but I think that's what gets people, is it really that simple? But there's a lot of planning, and you're going to talk about that and everything. And Shana does Scentsy full time. So imagine, ladies, if you dedicate, how many years did it take you to go to do Scentsy full time?
I started doing Scentsy full time probably about 3 years into my business.
Wow. Okay, so that is
I'm a slow goer. I didn't jump into it.
Well, even though you're slow goer, and being able to quit your job and then do Scentsy after 3 years is a huge accomplishment. And so Shana has children, and it takes up most of her time, and I know there's a lot of mothers out there that totally know that feeling. So wouldn't it be wonderful for you to be able to stay at home and be there for your kids? So Shana has accomplished a lot in her Scentsy business, and thank you so much, Shana, for being here. Thank you. I'll be making sure that if anybody has any questions, just comment it on the bottom of the YouTube video, and I'll be making sure to go back and make sure that Shauna's answering all your questions. So I'm going to give the Hangout over to Shana, and Shana, just let us know, why did you start doing fundraisers, and how has it helped your business? And if you want to share a little bit of your Scentsy story, you could totally do that as well. So thank you so much, Shana, for being here with us.
Thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to share my passion for fundraisers. That's something that, like I said, I'm very passionate about fundraisers. I have 4 going on right now, another 2 about to start, and I kind of started with fundraisers with my kids' school. I did them before that, but I wasn't as passionate about them. But then I started talking to them at my kids' school and the things that they needed there. And, the last fundraiser was at their school was they wanted extra security cameras. And their school had been on lockdown a few times because of some things going on there. So when you think about what you can give back to the schools, you can give back 25 to 30%, which I always give back the 30%. But when you think about what you can give back to your kids, when you think about, you're helping to get those extra security cameras to really make your kids' safety better. So that's some of the things that I've done. As far as other fundraisers, I love being able to see, I do mostly kids. Most of my fundraisers are kids. I've had a few mission trips. Mission trips are great. Mission trips are wonderful. And y'all just have to excuse me because I'm in my bedroom so I can be away from my kids for a little bit because they're all out there screaming. I'm sure you heard one of them banging on the door a few minutes ago. So just excuse me sitting on my bed. But I do want to share with y'all a little bit of my Scentsy story because that kind of gives you an idea of where I'm coming from. I didn't do Scentsy full-time at first. It was something that I started as a hobby. So I was kind of a slow goer. I didn't, my first party, I made $50. That's all I made off my first party. Sold 250, made $50. And I was very excited. My husband was full-time Air Force, and we were happy with that. That's all we needed. And this was kind of my side hobby. He had tried to get me to do other things, and I stayed at home with the kids, but then I also had a college degree, so part of the time I worked. There were times that I worked, and then when we moved here to Florida, I stayed at home with the kids. I never went back to work. And that's when I joined Scentsy. And as his military career went on, there were things that started coming out that really threw us for a loop. I found out he had a prescription drug addiction. That threw us for a loop. He eventually was court-martialed. He lost his military career and ended up in rehab, and that's kind of where my story began. Once he ended up in rehab, I was already a director, but I really didn't do much with my team. I didn't really know how to be a director. I didn't know how to do all this. And I realized then when we had no income whatsoever, he was gone. I had 3 small children. My youngest was still a baby, still nursing. And so I had to kick it into high gear. I started doing anything and everything I could with Scentsy. I worked with my team more, and that's kind of where Fundraisers started. I started realizing that with Fundraisers, I could give back to my community. I had so much help when he was gone. I had a lot of people help me. Since then, it's been almost 5 years since all of that happened, and we are now very recently, within the last 2 weeks, our divorce was final. We went through a lot. We struggled, and I tried to keep things afloat, but it just didn't work. So I'm now a single mom of 3 kids, which makes it very difficult. All 3 kids are in sports activities. I'm going constantly. I just got home from football and cheer practice, and I was scrambling to try to get my internet ready. But while I was at football and cheer practice, I was collecting the last of the fundraiser orders, which was wonderful because it's a small group of kids, but it was a little over $1,000 fundraiser. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you've got several of them going on at one time, they add up. So today I kind of want to talk to you about some of the benefits of fundraisers, because a lot of people look at fundraisers and go, well, I'm giving my commission back. How am I supposed to make money if I'm giving my commission back? Because right now I look at it as, okay, I've got to make money. I've got to keep my family afloat. Okay, what just happened?
Don't worry, we're still good. I was just going to step away.
Okay.
But I'm still listening to you.
Like,
I'm just going to get some more water. You're good. You're doing so good. And thank you so much for sharing that. That's crazy. And it just shows to everybody that everyone has a story, and that Scentsy is so great because it doesn't matter what's happening in life, that you could hold on to Scentsy, and Scentsy can really help you in so many ways. So that's crazy, Shana, everything you've been going through.
The story goes on, but I'm not going to even go there. And the story is a little crazy. But honestly, my Scentsy sisters have been amazingly supportive.
That's great. That's good. And I love it that you're still, usually people are super stressed out. They're like, I have no time to do a hangout. And Shana, you're still taking the time to teach us about fundraising. So thank you so much.
Oh, that's my passion. I love it. I love telling people about it because it's so much easier than people realize. And there's so many benefits to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that kind of tells you a little bit about me. And of course, I didn't go through everything, but I'm going to kind of refer to my notes a little bit, just speak from reunion, just so I don't miss anything. I don't want to miss anything as far as letting y'all know everything that I have learned over the last several years with fundraisers. So I want to go over some of the benefits of fundraisers because, like I said, some people look at it and go, well, I'm not making money. I'm giving my commission back. There's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. There's things that you do get out of fundraisers that you don't realize. One of the benefits is you get stock out of fundraisers. Right now, I'm getting ready for my 2 biggest shows of the year, and I've got these 4 fundraisers going on, and I plan on being able to get most of my stock for those shows from these fundraisers through the free, the half price, the combining, any of that. I'm planning on being able to get a lot of my stock through these fundraisers, which is wonderful because I can turn around and resell that. Yeah, it's not immediate cash when you do a fundraiser, but I can turn around and resell that and recoup some of my funds. Another benefit to the fundraisers are recruits. I label all of my packets with the $99 sticker. I get to know people through these fundraisers. I get to know a lot of people that I may not have known in my community before. And I've gotten recruits from this. I gave this example at reunion. I had one girl at reunion. She's on fire. It took her 2 years after I met her through a school fundraiser. 2 years to decide to join. She joined another direct sales company, figured out that wasn't for her, came to Scentsy. And once she decided to join, she now has, within 2 months, she had a team of 6. And she was just reaching every goal that she set for herself. She was pushing to reach every goal. But like I said, it took her 2 years to decide she wanted to do this. So just because someone is not interested at the moment does not mean that they're not going to come around later. So think about that. Talk to people. Get to know these people through these fundraisers. You never know whose life you may bless by showing them the opportunity, by them just seeing the $99 sticker, any of that. Parties. I have gotten so many parties from fundraisers. Like I said, I've met new people. I've met people that moved into our community that said, well, I didn't have a Scentsy consultant. I'm so glad to see this fundraiser come home. I had one of the best parties I've ever had was from someone I met through a fundraiser, through a school fundraiser. And she planned the most fun party. And at her party, I actually booked 3 more parties, including a Volata party, which has been a long time since I've had a Volata party. So, but they're doing something fun. This group of girls are so much fun. They're doing what is it? It's I can see it in my head, like a murder mystery type dinner themed Volata party. So we're going to be cooking. It's going to be a murder mystery. It's going to be so much fun. So I've had several parties through these fundraisers. And one thing I can offer that a lot of times will book some of these parties is I may say, okay, if I met you through this fundraiser, I'm going to give 10% back from your party back to the organization that I met you through. You don't always have to do that, but it is a great incentive for them to book a party, because if they're passionate about that organization, they're going to say, well, why not have a party? So then whatever sales I get from my party, 10% of it will go back. So the organization's already getting your commission, but then you can give an additional little bit amount. Let's see. New customers, like I told you, the girl, several people I met that moved into the community, I have really built my regular customers, most of them through fundraisers, because that's how my name gets out there. Your name can get out there through parties. Your name can get out there through you leaving catalogs places. But when you do a fundraiser, you have so many people that's promoting your name and your business that you don't even realize. So you get tons of new customers. I dropped stuff off to a new customer tonight. Had no clue how she got my information. It was through a fundraiser. So you really never know. And then the brand awareness. There are a lot of people out there that still, believe it or not, do not know about Scentsy. Or even yourself, branding yourself, letting them know who you are. You want to be known as that Scentsy person in your community. And the more fundraisers you have out there, the more people get to know your name, the more people see you. And I couldn't tell you the number of times I've met people and they go, "Oh, Shana, you're that Scentsy girl." So your name gets out there. My favorite part, incentive trip points. Love, love, love that we can get so many incentive trip points through fundraisers. When you have fundraisers going on out there, you are building all kinds of PRV. And right now, since we don't have a cap on our PRV for fundraiser points, you can get tons of points through fundraisers. With a party, you reach a limited number of people. With your regular customers, you reach a limited number of people. With a fundraiser, it's almost an unlimited number of people because you have people out there that you don't know, that you've never met. These people are getting to know you, so they're ordering. They may never have ordered Scentsy before. So if they've never ordered Scentsy before, you have a lot of new customers out there that'll just say, well, I'm going to try this one plug-in, this one little nightlight, and this one little bar, or this one little room spray. It could turn into anything. But you get your incentive trip points. You can get a lot of incentive trip points through fundraisers. So you set your goals, and these incentive trips, I don't know how many of you have been on Scentsy incentive trips, but they're absolutely amazing. They are amazing. If you go on one, you will never want to miss another one. I'm trying to think how many. I think I've been on 5, maybe. I've never really sat down and counted them, but I'm going to tell you right now, whenever the incentive trip is announced, I sit down and I set my goals. And I know that I'm going to need fundraisers to help me reach some of these goals. So then you have your PRV, of course, which is wonderful. Your annual sales award. Some of you may not. I didn't know about annual sales award for a long time. So some of you may not know about annual sales award. You sell $30,000 within, and I always forget the dates. Is it May 1st through April 31st, I believe? I think. But it's on your workstation. I think it's May 1st through April 31st. $30,000 in PRV during that time. There you go. It's in that. It's in your welcome kit. 30,000 points in PRV, or $30,000 in sales during that time. You earn a $1,000 bonus that you will get right around reunion time. And I've used that $1,000 bonus to help me pay for reunion before. So that annual sales award is wonderful. So think about that. And like I said, a lot of people don't know about the annual sales award. I didn't know about it for years. And that's partly my own fault because I didn't read. So, and then there's giving back to your community.
So Shana, I found
it. You got the dates?
Yeah, May 1st through April 30th.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm going to eventually learn those dates. They changed it on me about midway through selling Scentsy. It used to be a different date, and they changed it on me, so I never remember which one it is. But thank you. So it's May 1st through April 30th. You can, if you sell $30,000 during that time frame, you will earn annual sales award. With annual sales award, you will go on stage at reunion if you're there. You get an award. You get recognized. You get the $1,000 bonus, which is amazing. Okay. So those are some of the benefits. And honestly, I don't know what I would do without my fundraisers. And now people are starting to learn me in the community, and they're starting to learn, oh, Shana does Scentsy fundraisers. Let's ask her. You start doing them regularly and you get your name out there, I promise you people will start, instead of you promoting yourself for fundraisers, people will start coming to you and going, hey, I want to do a Scentsy fundraiser, which is what has happened to me recently. People are coming to me now and going, I want to do a Scentsy fundraiser. So it's fun. Okay, why is that picture up there? Is it all working? Okay, I saw somebody do a thumbs up. All right. Okay, as long as y'all can still hear me. Okay. Okay, so let's go over some of the organizations. Some of the organizations you may want to talk to. These are some of the organizations I've done fundraisers for. You need to look into schools. Schools are a big one, but schools are also work. So you may want to start smaller at first. But I absolutely love school fundraisers. 850 kids was my last school fundraiser. So I love those. You can get a lot of PRV points out of that one. Dance groups, cheer groups. I'm closing one out now for cheer and football. They're just little peewee kids. So band, mission trips. I mentioned mission trips. Around here, we have, and I've done these as home parties. We have a lot of people that go on mission trips. And so we'll do a home party, or she'll do a basket party, and all the proceeds are given back to her, and I write the check to the mission group that she's going with. So those are great ones. Pet rescue societies, youth groups. I've got one going on actually out of state right now with a youth group in the state, in the city and state that I'm from, which is 5 hours from here. They always do phenomenal. They'll do between 2,000 and 3,000 in sales, and it's just a small group of kids. But because it's a youth group, people want to buy. They want to help these kids. School clubs, school trips, and then there's always the individual fundraisers. With the individual fundraisers, they're more of if someone needs help because, say, their home burned down and they have a friend that wants to help them. You can do a fundraiser for that. Or they have, you know, I know this sounds awful, but they have a child that becomes ill out of nowhere, and they really don't have the funds for traveling the way they need to. Do a fundraiser for that. So those are some of the individual ones. Teachers' classrooms. You can do individual classroom fundraisers for some of these teachers. And some of the really good ones for the individual classroom fundraisers are things like the buddy clip fundraisers that people are starting to do now. Those are great for classroom fundraisers. So, and if anybody has any other ideas for organizations, you know, let us know, because there's tons of organizations out there, and I know it depends on the type of community that you're in too. But I want to go over a couple of different types of fundraisers. And when I did my presentation at Reunion, we didn't have, there we go, United Way. Somebody put in United Way. But I know we didn't have a lot of the newer things, the car bars, the buddy clips, things like that. So I didn't add those, obviously, into my fundraiser presentation, but I'm going to talk a little bit about them tonight. We have the traditional fundraiser, which is what I tend to do a lot. The traditional fundraiser I do with the showcase brochures. And the way I do those is I always get the envelopes, the fundraiser envelopes from Scentsy. I do the showcase brochures. I label everything. $99 sticker, rub and smell on it, and my information is all labeled on that showcase brochure. I've told everybody I recruit my kids, neighborhood kids. I'll pay them $1 for however many packets they do. They love to come down here and work. So you don't have to really do all the work. Get the kids to do it. I mean, my kids love, they're stickers. What kid doesn't love stickers? They're stickers. Get them kids to do the stickers. Yes, ma'am. I can't hear you.
Sorry. I just want to show everybody that what she's talking about is all in your Scentsy family store. So I'm just going to share my screen here. And you just go in your family Scentsy store and you'll find fundraiser envelopes. And they are the best envelopes ever. I ordered some. It's really easy and simple. And for a pack, it's $5. So you get 25 envelopes in there. So definitely invest in some of these envelopes. And then there's these envelopes on sale. I don't know if that's because I was in Vegas and we still have a special, but maybe not this. Oh, this probably, yeah, this is the old.
That's the old logo.
Exactly. So only $2. So definitely, guys, go and order these up before they are gone. And then the brochures she is talking about are also in here. So I'm sure if you just search brochures, you will be able to find them. Okay. Sorry.
Where's the showcase?
Oh, yeah.
Showcase.
Yeah. Perfect. Go on.
Okay. So, yeah, and I had pictures of all of these for everybody to see, but that's what I use. And it makes it look so professional. It looks, I mean, it is. It's just like a regular fundraiser these kids take home. It's perfect. One thing that, sorry, I was looking at something on my sheet. So another thing I put in there is, and I have this shared on the fundraiser page that I started after reunion, and I can give you all a link to that page if you're not already on that page. But one thing that I put in there is a order form that we used to use, and we have tried our best to get them back, but it is an old fundraiser order form. Actually, I make sure I make copies of the front and the back because the back has all of the disclaimer information on it. So that form is uploaded to that group, but it has 3 different, let's see, I have a picture of it. Yes, ma'am.
I will show the group that Shana is talking about.
You have one?
I would recommend everyone to join this group. It's an amazing group. It has tons of information. It's called Sensational Fundraisers. It's a closed group, so just make sure that you request and someone will get you in the group.
I will review immediately.
Yes, so awesome. So Shana will accept you immediately. Just click on the files, and you'll see she has a car bar fundraiser order form, a buddy clip fundraiser. So let's just show you an example. Let's just preview this. You have to be careful, everyone, too, because we're in Canada, and a lot of this is American. But that's okay. We could just change it.
Most of those are easily editable. I mean, editable. Is that a word? Easily edited. You can go in and most of them are in Word form, Microsoft Word, so you can go in and just edit it to Canadian prices.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll just show. There was one that I saw that was really good.
It's Mike's probably.
This one. It looks so cute. So I feel like the buddy clip would be such a big hit, and then they just 1, 2, and then dollars, and then on it it says it has a nice letter, organization name, help support, blah blah blah. There's so much money per the clip goes to fundraisers. So have a look.
You can do this. This is awesome. I'm sitting here watching you do this. This is amazing.
Isn't it awesome? It's just so easy too. So easy. So awesome. Keep going, Shana.
So yes, in that group, every single document that I talk about, you'll be able to find in there, which is perfect. Plus some. There's some of my documents in there, and then there's been some other amazing consultants that have created some wonderful documents. So you can find so much information in there. So I include an order form. I also include a parent info sheet. That parent info sheet is going to tell a little bit about Scentsy because, like I said, you're always going to run into those people that don't know what Scentsy is still. So on that parent info sheet, it has, this is for the full showcase brochure now, keep in mind. It's going to tell a little bit about Scentsy. It's going to talk about whether tax is charged, shipping is charged. It kind of has a little FAQ to it, but it also gives the information of prizes. And this, I think this one is this was an example of the order form I was talking about. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's also in there. This, I know I'm just showing pictures now. This is the parent info sheet. It's kind of hard to see, but it's in there, and it's under there, and I have actually updated it with the new logo. And so I've done a few little updates to it. but it has all your information, who to make checks payable to, whether there are prizes or not, and the fact that they can order online. A lot of organizations love that they can order online. So be sure and put that on your parent info sheet. I don't know if this applies to Canada or not, but I put a tax cheat sheet in there. Does that apply to Canada?
Yep.
Okay. And the one I've got in there right now it's a Excel document, so you can edit it for Canadian prices. So I include that in there, so it makes it really easy for the parents and the kids to just sort of look at it and say, okay, this is $15 buddy clip, or I don't know how much it is in Canada, but $15 buddy clip. It's 18?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the $18 buddy clip, and this is how much it is. This is how much tax is, and this is how much it is with tax. So it makes it really easy for them. They don't have to go searching for a calculator to calculate tax.
So what about the detail of a fundraiser? Like, tell everyone that there's actually no difference between a party and a fundraiser, and it's not Scentsy that gives the money. So just give a little bit detail on that.
Okay, we can go. I was gonna go into that.
Sorry, am I skipping ahead?
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
What happened at reunion? I added an entire page covering a lot of that right before my presentation. So, literally the morning of my presentation. And so when I did my last training, when I did it for Diane Dreyer, I kind of covered that at the end instead of in the beginning. But yeah, we definitely need to cover that because that's some of the specifics that people really don't understand. But what to include in your packets really quick, the fundraiser envelope, the teacher letter, flyers to hang, and you can find all of that on that page. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot more information on that. So before we cover the simple fundraisers, we will go ahead and go over what you were saying. Kind of the basics. With a fundraiser, all a fundraiser is you are giving your commission back. You choose what you want to give back. You choose if you want to give, if your commission is 25%, then you can choose, do I want to give back that 25% or do I want to give back 20% because I need to save a little bit out to cover my cost. If it goes over $2,000 in sales, your commission is 30%. So you choose, do I want to give back the 25% or do I want to give back the full 30%? The only difference when you're entering it in your workstation is you enter it as a fundraiser for your own purpose. You get the same hostess benefits, you get the same commission, but there's no difference in a party, a home party, a basket party, a fundraiser, a fair and show. There's no difference in any of those as far as what you make in commission and what you, with the fundraiser, you're just giving back your commission. Scentsy does not give anything back. So these are all your choices. This is your business.
I will show everyone what. So literally, it's easy, guys.
Questions about that? Do I enter this as a fundraiser or do I enter this as a party? How do I enter this?
Right. So when you go in, you're just going to click fundraiser because then it's an easy access, right, Shana? When you want to go back and look at all the fundraisers you've had, you'll see all the information that was fundraiser. Exactly. So same thing. And do you want to show this on your PWS? You would click yes.
Yes. Exactly. You always want to show your fundraiser and set it up ahead of time. Have it set up before you send the packets home. And I also include that in the parent letter. I include in the parent letter that if it's children doing the fundraiser, I include in there that if there's an online order, that the customer should contact me, hit the contact me button, and let me know what child gets credited for this order. And if they don't, then I always contact them, thanking them for their order, thanking them for supporting the organization, and then asking them what child needs to get credited.
So when do you actually give them the check? So you place the whole order, and then what? You'll actually.
I let the organization know ahead of time when they're going to get their money, and that's really important. It's really important also to let them know when that a fundraiser is going to take longer to come back, because I keep my fundraisers open for 2 weeks. I have a start date and an end date, and I keep it open for 2 weeks. So it's going to be open longer than a typical party would. You're still going to have your stragglers coming in, so even after the 2 weeks, it's really hard to close it right then. When you close it, then you'll be placing the orders. You're waiting for the orders to come back, so it takes a little longer than a party. So you need to make sure those customers know that with a fundraiser, it's going to take a little longer. So I always put that in there also. But then I make sure the organization knows that when that fundraiser closes, they will not get their check till, I usually tell them about the 13th of the following month, because that gives me time to transfer it into my account after we get paid and get them a check. I make a copy of the check. I make sure I keep copies of all order forms just for tax purposes. And I don't know how that is in Canada. That's a little different probably. But I give them, I tell them the 13th of the next month, around that time is when they'll get their check. I write them a personal check out of an account that I use for my business, and I notate on there what it's for. I also, especially when dealing with a school or a youth group, I do these totally different. Right now with the cheerleaders and football players, everybody's writing the check to me. But when you're dealing with someone with an organization that has an account like a school or a youth group, usually you want them to write the checks to them with bad checks or anything like that. So I'll get them to write the checks to them. And then once all the orders come in and they've got their money totaled up, that organization, I keep one copy from Shana. They check.
Okay, so we kind of lost you right now. You're still muted. Okay. Are you there, Shana? Pretty much what Shana was saying is that instead of having everybody, I'm sure you guys understood, but just in case, get all the checks written to the organization. This way, if a check bounces, you don't need to run around and find this individual or all that stuff. So this way, the organization, it's an organization, they probably have the money in their bank account, so then they would write Shana a check for the full amount. So exactly. It's just less headache for you to run around with that. So Shana, sorry, you were frozen, so I just wanted to repeat what you were saying. Shana? Oh, okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
You can? Okay, good. But yeah, if the organization has an account, I usually try to get them to write the check to the organization about the checks coming into them, so you're not dealing with that headache. Makes it a whole lot easier. And then, but you're going to have to create, most of them will want an invoice. And honestly, I just downloaded a generic invoice from the internet, super easy, put all my information in, and that's what I use every time. I just change it up and put the different totals in, and then I'll give that organization an invoice, and they cut me the check then. One thing that I have learned, I like to take the check to their bank and cash it right then and put cash in my account, because that money would be available immediately if you have cash in your account. Sometimes it may take a check from an organization a little while to clear. But you want to get those orders back as soon as possible. But make sure they understand, too, they will not get their money until after the 10th of the following month. That way they're not confused or getting upset with you. So I hope everybody understands that there's really no difference in doing a fundraiser and doing a party or any, a basket party or a home party. The only difference is you're giving back your commission, and you don't want to go broke doing fundraisers. You give back what you feel you can give back. This is your business. You choose the amount. I happen to choose to give back 100% of my commission from that fundraiser, but not everyone is able to do that, and that's perfectly fine. You choose the amount you want to give back. So I hope everybody kind of understands that these are just simple, very simple. Now, I do also have a lot of questions that come into me about how to get fundraisers. Is that something you wanted me to cover? How do people get fundraisers? And I have learned a lot of different ways. One is you have to talk about them. It's that simple. That simple. People don't know that we do fundraisers. People have no clue. They think Scentsy, oh, it's just a candle company and we do parties. They don't realize we do fundraisers. I put the fundraiser stickers that you can get. I put them on. You want to show them?
Yeah, I could totally show them. But what I was thinking is that many of Scentsy sisters and brothers have children. So put a letter in their bag and tell them to bring it and give it to their to their teacher, and then share it that way.
That's a great way to share. That is a great way to share. I like to talk to people in person. I love to make appointments with the principal, make appointments with the PTO presidents. Make appointments to see these people. Let them know that you do the fundraisers. Social media. Y'all, social media is huge. You post about fundraisers. Yes, ma'am.
I just found some awesome stuff on our resource. Are you guys seeing it?
Yeah, we can see it.
So welcome, a fundraising welcome letter. There's a fundraising spreadsheet, a how-to fundraising spreadsheet, and then so there's tons of information in the resource that that everybody can go to and get. Okay, sorry, go on.
Yes, they do right after reunion.
Yeah,
because we have so many people that got really passionate about fundraisers at reunion. So they just put all that stuff up after that. So it's a great place to go and get information. But honestly, you post about fundraisers on social media. Let people know that you do them. Right now, the cover photo on my personal page, it says something like, I do sensational fundraisers or something like that. I mean, I let people know. You talk about it when you go out in the community. You're sitting at a ball game or you're sitting at a school play. You talk about it. Let people know, because there's so many people out there that have organizations that you would never think would need a fundraiser or that would even be looking for a fundraiser. There's a group at my son's school, and I even forget what it is, but it's some sort of robotics type team or something. Who would have thought? I don't know what that is, but they have even asked about Scentsy fundraisers. So if you just talk about it, and that's all I did was talk about it. It was with my son's teachers, and I have my Scentsy shirt on. Wear your Scentsy shirts, people. Yeah. People will ask, I have my Scentsy shirt on, and he asked what it was, and then we got to talking, and it led into a fundraiser talk. Out of your comfort zone, you have to talk to people. That's probably the best advice I can give you, is to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people. Make more of an impact than anything else. You can mail out. I've seen people wanting to mail out letters. You can mail out letters all day long, and they're wonderful, and I've done that so many times, but the personal one-on-one conversations, that's what gets people to remember you. So you have to get out of your comfort zone. Believe me, I had to get out of my comfort zone. It was tough. It was tough, but I'm a talker now. I didn't used to be. So that's, use your social media, use your voice, use stickers on things. Put that fundraiser sticker on your catalogs, on any information you send out. Put it on envelopes when you mail out things. Stick that sticker on that envelope. Do you know how many hands your mail goes through? Going from one place to another? You put that sticker on there, you don't know who's going to see it. And my return address label has all my information. It has my website on it. So all those hands it goes through, somebody's going to see it. What do you want me to cover? What else can we cover?
Shana, can you hear me?
That your team might have questions about.
Yeah. Hi, Jocelyn.
Hey. Do you do like Scent Circle fundraisers, or do you do the whole catalog fundraiser? How do you do that?
Yes, that's what I was going to cover. I'm sorry. That was the other thing I was going to cover. Okay. I do mainly full catalog fundraisers just because all of these others have just come out, and I've been doing fundraisers for so long that I give my potential fundraiser organizations the choice. I've started giving them the choice. And I do want to cover real quick about scent circles and buddy clips and how all those work, because they're a little bit different than the full showcase brochure. With the full showcase brochure, you are giving back your commission, whatever you choose. With the scent circle, the buddy clip, any of those, you are actually, and I can give you an example of how those work, because a lot of people are, scent circle fundraiser is an example. Scent circles, gosh, I don't know Canadian pricing. Can I use American price, U.S. pricing?
For sure. For sure.
Okay, I think I've got it in my head, U.S. pricing, so I'm sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
So with Scent Circle fundraisers, this, like, keep in mind this is U.S. pricing, but it's $15 for a 6-pack of Scent Circles. And the way those fundraisers are set up is those kids, to cover tax, will just charge a flat $20 fee. It's just $20 for 6 Scent Circles. That's going to cover tax or anything else, shipping if you have shipping. That's what that's going to cover. So then what you have to think about are tax. So you have $15 plus 6% tax. And I forget what that was. I had it all written out. You take that price and you subtract it from the $20, and I think you had like $3.75 left over. That gives you $3.75 over and above what your tax is that you can give back to that organization. Then you go into your commission. You're making, maybe it was $3.75. I'm sorry, I've totally forgotten about that. But anyway, you're making commission on that $15. So then you can take what you're making in commission and add to that and decide what you want to give back. And that's where you're seeing these forms come up of $5, $7, $5, $6, and $7. That's where these forms, a lot of people are getting confused on those forms in these fundraiser groups, because you can give up to $7 back depending on your tax rate, or you can give as little as $5 back and keep some of the profit to cover your expenses, or to make commission yourself and be able to survive and make money yourself. You've got, I mean, you reach a point you have to make money. So with the Scent Circle fundraisers, the buddy clips, any of those fundraisers, that's how they work. You're charging about $5 more than what you actually pay for them. And that's just to give the kids a flat rate that would include tax. And then you're actually giving back to the organization the overage, plus a little out of your commission. I know that sounds a little confusing. I hope I explained it okay. Did that make sense to everybody? Okay. So that's how all of those work, and you'll see all those forms. You saw the Buddy Clip fundraiser a little bit ago, and all of those forms are in that fundraiser group. But you have ideas such as the Buddy Clips, the Scent Circles, a Scentsy bar fundraiser, a nightlight and bar fundraiser that a lot of people have been doing. There's some great forms in there for all of those too. I know one of my downline made some he's actually one of my frontline. He made some really good forms. Mike DeGaulier's in there, and he's got some very professional forms. He's just a whiz at the computer, something I cannot do. And he's made some really professional forms. And there's one of them with the nightlight and bar, and it's just a phenomenal form. If you want to keep the fundraisers more simple and not have to go with the full entire organization, different ideas. All of mine so far have chosen the full showcase brochure, but that's because they wanted options. But it doesn't mean that everybody wants all of those options. Some people, especially like baseball teams, they want something simple. Scent circles are simple. Get out there, they get their 6 cents. In the scent circles, they give you $20, or y'all's would be a little more, but same concept. So those are just super easy, and they're a great place to start too. If you're afraid of going with the full showcase brochure, these are a great place to start. And you just have to sit down with your calculations and decide what you can give back, what you can afford to give back. And that's what I had to do. And I sat down with a few of my downline, and we did calculations with their tax rates and shipping, if they had to apply shipping. And we decided what they could give back. So Scent Circle fundraisers are great. Does that kind of answer your question about them? I did want to cover how they worked because a lot of people don't understand that. But did that kind of answer your question some?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Okay, great. Well, I missed that. I'm sorry.
We're good. You totally answered our question. And also, I'll be sharing the Facebook group again so that everybody can see all the files and all the different options that people can do. So pretty much that it's the same thing. It's just good things. For example, like let the customer know exactly when they're going to get the products. So they're not going to get it within 10 days. They're going to actually get it the month later is what you're saying.
They're not going to get it within the 10 business days the chick would party because it takes longer to close out. So yes, let them know.
So
3 weeks from the time the fundraiser closes.
So from 3 weeks until the fundraiser closes. So that's when they would get the product in. And also a thing
that's what
yeah, you're breaking up.
I know, bad.
No. And another thing I like that you said is that to make sure where is the money going, who is this person writing a check, find out if the organization has an account, can all the checks go to that organization, and then deposit that check immediately. That's also good. And then, like you said, it's your option. Do you want to give 25%? And then tell them if you guys hit $2,000 of sales, you're going to get an extra 5%, which is actually huge. So then it kind of gives everybody an incentive to sell $2,000, and then you get the PRV. And like you said, you can use that PRV. That's for the incentive trip. As one PRV is one incentive point. So there's a lot of options for the fundraiser, and those are really good things to know. And just also that they will only get paid on the 10th, the 13th of the next month. So you're not using your own money. You don't have to go in the hole. You don't have to worry about that. You're literally giving your money that's in your bank account that Scentsy gave you.
Exactly. One other thing I wanted to say that I didn't cover is a lot of times people have a hard time deciding or going up against these big fundraiser companies that give 50% back. That's a huge deal. At least down here it is. These schools have these fundraiser companies come in that the fundraiser companies can give 50% back. So how do you convince these organizations to go with you when you can't give that back? How do you convince them? And I've learned the best way to convince them is you sell yourself. You go in there. First of all, your product's better. It's much better. I'd rather buy a $20 Scentsy plug-in than a $20 pack of candy or a $20 thing of cookie dough. Right now, my kids are doing $18 for a thing of cookie dough when I can buy a $20 plug-in. So much better. So you sell yourself, though, and you sell your services. You go into that school or that – this is mainly for schools. You go into that school, and my schools will tell you right now, a Scentsy fundraiser is the easiest money they've ever made. They don't have to get volunteers to get the money, to get the fundraiser out, to get and submit. They don't have to do any of it. They're usually trying to get volunteers to come in there and help give out the orders. I do everything. I do everything for that school. I do not ask them for anything, and they absolutely love that because they come in there and basically their kids bring home a sure what it's for, what it's going for. It's going these. Yes, ma'am.
We just lost you right there.
Oh,
So what do you do? Like you actually go into. Oh, there's a 1 second. Do you actually and give out the package? You
I
said
do.
you do everything for the schools.
I packages together. I find out how many kids are in each class. I have a teacher letter on the front. It's in that class. Team packets on there. I put the teacher letter on the front. I offer a teacher, top 2 teachers in the school, so they have and then push their kids.
Okay.
What did you do different?
So,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. So I think what you said is that you make sure you find out exactly who's in each class, and then you actually separate the packages with a letter, a teacher letter in the front, and then you give them an like the class incentive. If your class sells more, is there an incentive? Do you give away your rewards?
I actually offer it to the teachers, and I'll offer them a warmer and a bar.
Cool.
And I can get that with my free and half price because I get plenty of them with my free and half price. And those teachers love it. One teacher offered her kids a pizza party if they would win her a warmer and a bar.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, and then I just stick it in the teacher box. Most schools have a teacher's boxes, and I just go in there and stick them in the teacher's boxes. The teachers get them and give them out. And then I collect the orders the day they're due. The front office collects them because there's directions for them to send them to the front office the day they're due. I go into the front office, collect all the orders from them, and I work hand in hand with the bookkeeper. With that PTO or whatever organization that you have at a school, it's PTA, PTO, they really don't have to do anything. They will call me now and say, hey, by the way, we voted in a Scentsy fundraiser. Do you want to do it? We've done several. And they call me now. I don't have to go present to them anymore. They know what it's like, and they love it. Because with all the other fundraisers, they have to work. So sell yourself. Sell your services. That's how you get some of these schools. And it may take a while. You may have some jump on board right then, but it may take a while with some others. Don't get discouraged. I promise you, I pushed fundraisers for a long time before I ever got my first one. Do not get discouraged. That persistence is the key. And I try to tell people that so many times because I've seen it happen over the last 7 years with fundraisers, with your business, with recruiting, with anything. Persistence. Be persistent and believe and see the bigger picture. So did we have anything else we wanted to cover?
I will just double check if we have any questions on the chat.
Did I cover everything you wanted to cover?
Yeah, you answered all my questions, all the overall, and everybody knows that it's literally the same thing as a party. It's just you literally give your own money to the person, and how much commission is totally up to you. Obviously, the more commission you're going to give, the more of a return more fundraisers you're probably going to have, because like you said, we are competing with other different organizations. So I think we learned some great tips here too. So that's good. And it's right on time. It's 9:30 our time, 8:30 your time. So that's good. But we don't have any other questions. Anybody? No, nothing yet. And I told everybody to go to your site, and then a lot of it is there. So even if you have any questions, go on Sensational Fundraisers Facebook page and just ask your question, and someone's probably going to answer your question. And that's how awesome Scentsy is.
And I'm always here. I mean, you can always ask me. Don't hesitate to send me a message on Facebook. If you have a specific question, ask me.
Cool.
If I don't know the answer, I'll find it out for you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Shana, for being with our team. Yeah, and helping us, because like you said, fundraisers are something people aren't taking advantage of, and this is how that's probably, like you said, the core of your business. And it's like so much karma as well. You give to an organization, there's so much of a ripple effect that ends up happening.
Exactly.
People
You're exactly right.
totally appreciate that. So there's, like you said, there's more than you think is happening. So, and we're all about a community, and even with Scentsy, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for our teammates, our sponsors, or our upline. So it's kind of like in our community, it's a great way to start networking, and you may get other opportunities in your community, not just with Scentsy. So just so many things could happen with you. And then, like you said, it could be a yearly thing. Now you know that every year this school does this fundraiser with you before Christmas or whatnot. So I think, like you said, just going and go in person, bring some information, give some information, tell everybody on social media, hey, I do fundraisers, stick it on everything, get those stickers, and like you said, you'll end up getting some.
You will. Persistence.
Persistence. So thank you so much, Shana. I will stay with you after this. We close up so I can answer some of your questions about Hangouts. And
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Thanks, Shana.
Yeah, bye. This video will be recorded, and I will share the link on all pages, so you'll be able to watch it if you hadn't had the chance to watch it. So thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you next Tuesday. We have an awesome, every Tuesday night, we have some training, and next Tuesday we are doing
Christina Osborne
about recruiting. So that's really, really exciting.
I love Christina Osborne.
I know.
I love her.
You could, and Nick mentioned to Shana that if she wants to have the links to all the recordings that of all the ones that we're doing, like all the way, because we've only done one, which was Katie's, and she can share. She could share it with her team as well.
Yeah, so so we're all about sharing is caring. So I will definitely share the links with you of all the recordings that we end up doing every Tuesday night. We end up having. Yeah,
because I adore her.
Cool. So I'll show you the link that you can share with your team and let them know that on Tuesday nights, if they want to learn, like next week it's recruiting with Christina Osborne, and then after that Sarah Thomas about bag parties. Then we have Jenna Holcomb about follow-up systems. So we got a September, October jam-packed of learning, and the people who are interested in learning their business, they're going to come on Tuesday or listen to it when they have the chance.
Let them know about EDN Cody. That one's a really good one. And
EDN Cody. We're talking about social media, Facebook parties, and positive mindset. Then we have Lindsay Bates about customer contact and relationships. And then Sherry Lupton about recruiting. She's a superstar director. So some big people, big names, and they're going to come here and share their knowledge just like you did with us today.
Got a great lineup, that's for sure.
So we will share this with your team, Shana.
Awesome, thank you.
It's our gift for you taking the time with us.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. So have a good night, everyone. Stay on the call, girls.
Bye.
And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.